3-3 Safety Measures. The very first thing the friend saboteur should clearly understand in regards to safety is that, because of the nature of the risks involved and the nature of our struggle, if or when the friend saboteur is caught by authorities, he is on his own. He should understand that although some private attorney or some other benefactor may step forward to help, the most likely scenario will be that his friends and family will renounce him, and no network of activists will be there for support. This should always be on his mind as he considers each and every aspect of simple sabotage. The amount of actions carried out by the saboteur will be governed not only by the number of opportunities he sees, but also by the amount of danger he feels. Bad news travels fast, and simple sabotage will be discouraged if friend saboteurs are being arrested. Also, unlike our enemy, the state, we lack an endless supply of young, gullible men and women willing to throw away their lives for a cause. Therefore, we must see the safety of those brave friends who are willing to take the tremendous risks involved in direct actions, which are the hallmark of simple sabotage. It should not be difficult to prepare handouts and other media for the saboteur about the choice of weapons, time, and targets, which will help insulate the saboteur against detection and retaliation. Among such suggestions might be the following. Use materials which appear to be innocent. A pocket knife or a nail file can be carried normally on your person. Either is a multi-purpose instrument for creating damage. Matches, pebbles, hair, salt, nails, over-the-counter laxatives, and dozens of other D&D materials can be carried or kept in your living quarters without exciting any suspicion whatever. If you're a worker in a particular trade or industry, you can easily carry and keep such things as wrenches, hammers, emery paper, and the like. Try to commit acts for which large numbers of people could be responsible. For instance, if you blow out the wiring in a factory at a central power box, make sure that almost anyone could have done it. On the street, sabotage after dark, the type you might be able to carry out against a police car or SUV, is another example of an act for which it would be impossible to blame you if you are careful in your operation. In all cases, careful planning, knowledge of surveillance cameras, advice from the experienced, and secrecy are critical in safely executing any operation of D&D. Do not be afraid to commit acts for which you might be blamed directly, so long as you do so rarely and as long as you have a plausible excuse. You dropped your wrench across an electric circuit because of clumsiness. Always be profuse in your apologies. Frequently, you can get away with such acts under the cover of pretending stupidity, ignorance, overcaution, fear of terrorists or gangs, lack of training, or physical disability. After you have committed any act of simple sabotage, resist all temptation to wait around and see what happens. Loiterers arouse suspicion. Of course, there are circumstances when it would be suspicious for you to leave. If you commit sabotage on your job, you should naturally stay at your workstation so long as it is safe to do so. Also, every friend saboteur should understand that, as stupid as our enemy appears at times, they do learn and they will adapt to the events we trigger. You may not be able to repeat the same methods and processes of sabotage, so you should always be on the lookout for new methods and unexplored weaknesses in the locations and workplaces to which you have access. 4. Timing, targets, and tools. A pack of wolves is quickly seen as a threat, but the little fox comes in the night and takes what he wants. The friend saboteur cannot be micromanaged, nor is it reasonable to expect that simple sabotage can be precisely concentrated on specific types of targets according to the requirements of concrete military timelines. The nature of a distributed operation requires setting the individuals free to act independently as self-starters through self-direction and trusting that such a structure will produce positive effects. Also, attempts to centrally control simple sabotage according to developing local factors could allow our enemy to anticipate the date and area of intensified or slackened subversive activity by controlling media reports or news announcements that would possibly affect the schemes of those central planners. Doing so could reveal information about a local group, which could in turn lead to an infiltration or a trap. However, if each individual is encouraged to rely on his own knowledge and experience, he will be much more likely to take ownership of his art and develop it more fully. In this way, the individual is far more likely to have better instincts in regards to timing and target than some sabotage boss making decisions from a safe distance. In that sense, we can rely on Hayek's knowledge problem to work in our favor if no sabotage central planner is directing an operation, and we can be equally comforted in knowing that no state central planner can anticipate the actions of our distributed network. That is not to say suggestions across groups should be discouraged. Sabotage suggestions, of course, should be adapted to fit the area where they are to be practiced. Target priorities for general types of situations likewise can be specified for emphasis at the proper time by the underground press, friends network, and cooperating propaganda. However, ultimately the individual friend saboteurs must be self-directed, as they have the best first-hand knowledge of their targets and their environments.